You have an audio product you want to talk about today?
I do.
It's not earbuds.
Nope.
Not a Bluetooth speaker in the conventional sense.
No.
But I think if I peeked at some things.
Yes.
It has Bluetooth connectivity.
You're right.
Okay. But it's not just a Bluetooth speaker though.
No, we do a lot of those.
Yeah.
This one's a little different.
Okay.
It is a soundbar.
Okay. All right.
We don't get many soundbars in here. We don't get much TV or I guess home theater sound stuff.
Yeah. A couple of years ago we did some sound bars like Polk and some of those, but yeah.
It's interesting because that space has changed a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But we got a soundbar in from the company's called Majority.
Okay.
And this is the Bowfell compact soundbar. Keyword here is compact. This thing is small, I guess, for what I would think a soundbar is.
Right. You have a picture in your head of what a soundbar is. It's something that might run half the length of a TV, if not longer.
Sure. And most TVs, I would say the average TV is probably like 36 to 46 inches now, you know. This thing is about 15 and a half inches wide.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So is it designed for TVs?
It is designed for TVs, but to me, I think it works a little bit better or maybe fits in a little better as a computer speaker, maybe. I will just get it out of the way. This thing sounds good. It actually sounds good. I didn't know anything about Majority, the brand.
Same.
And so every time you get something new, you're like, okay. And then you see soundbar, and then you see the size of it, and you're like, I don't know about this. But I plugged it in, watched a movie, and it sounds good. It's not blowing me away by any means, but it sounds a lot better than I thought it was going to, given the size of it.
Yeah.
Packs a pretty good punch in it. So you're right. This thing does have Bluetooth, but it also has a USB connection and a optical in. So if you have anything that runs optical, like a TV or a home theater receiver or something like that, it'll work no problem. Also comes with a remote, so you can control the power and the volume. The other cool thing about the remote is it has some dedicated buttons on the bottom of it for the type of thing you're listening to. So if it's, if you're listening to like jazz music or something like that, it will kind of change the sound to have the correct highs and lows and stuff like that. Again, in the idea of a TV soundbar, that doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. But it's there for Bluetooth if you're listening to music.
Right.
Connect your phone to it and listen without turning your TV on or something like that. That's kind of a nice feature to have. But overall, this thing is cool. It's got some controls, some button controls on the side of it, where you can control the volume and the power and the input. And I was impressed.
So I had, as I'm looking at it and listening to you and actually looking at my literal situation in front of me.
Yes.
I have a laptop plugged into kind of like a docking station with a couple of external monitors, keyboard, things like that.
Yep.
None of them have any sound that is of quality.
Sure.
I have sound from the laptop.
Right.
And I can have it come out of one of these monitors, but that's like junk.
Yeah.
But something that has these dimensions would sit on this desk right in front of this monitor, even on the monitor stand, and would not really take up any space.
No.
But I can imagine that sounds a whole lot better for any type of video, social media, YouTube channels, anything like that I'm watching. That would really be much better than what I've got here.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you hit the nail on the head. I would definitely say that this would fit on a desk and kind of solve some of the speaker issues that probably a lot of people deal with in having, maybe a laptop setup or something like that, where you're trying to, plug in your mobile device to a fixed situation. I think this would solve a lot of those problems. And this thing doesn't break the bank either. It comes in at 39 pounds.
Okay. What's the current translation of that? $50? Yeah,
ish.
Okay. Yeah. That's not bad at all.
No.
So I'm looking at some of the specs here, and it says that it can plug in. It comes with like a 3.5 millimeter with an RCA on the other end.
Yep.
And then it has the optical option, but doesn't come with the cable.
Right.
So, and USB.
Yep.
On the back too. So, interesting.
Yeah. So it's got a lot of connection possibilities. I don't know, man. For $50, I think this is a great buy for somebody looking for, or maybe if you live in a dorm and you have a kind of a smaller footprint, and maybe you are using a smaller TV or something like that,
or your layout's a little bit different. You can actually have the sound.
Now, saying separate. As far as size wise, it doesn't mean it's quiet. This thing actually gets pretty loud, and impressively so. If you turn it up full blast, you do have a little bit of degradation of your speakers. You can definitely hear a little bit, but you're not going to run this thing on full blast all the time. So that's not an issue. It's good. I like I said before, I wasn't very familiar with Majority as a brand. But it looks cool. We got the white color, and it is it's little and it's eye-catching. It looks nice. It looks modern. It's got these two little kind of like rubber pads on the bottom, so it won't slide around on whatever you put it on. I was impressed. And
it's got a 3-year warranty.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's awesome.
Yeah. So
Majority is the brand.
Majority Bowfell compact soundbar.
It's this compact soundbar.
Yep.
All right. Thanks, Luke.
No problem.
All right. That's going to do it for this episode of the podcast.
Thanks for listening.
We appreciate it. If you guys have any questions, feedback, concerns, comments, anything, shoot us an email at podcast@AndroidGuys.com. We'd love to hear from you one way or the other. Luke, if someone wants to get a hold of you, how do they do that?
I am on Instagram and Twitter at Luke Gaul, Gaul.
And I'm on Instagram at Scott Webster and Twitter as SWebster77. Until next time, thanks for listening.
See ya.